Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. The summer of 1999 had just started. Bobby's parents split up when he was 10 years old, and he never really knew why they did. His mother always found a way to avoid talking about it. He thought it was likely that there was another woman involved. Bobby was what people politely called a late developer. His voice still didn't sound like it was going to break, and he didn't look like he would ever shave. He had always been pretty skinny and a bit shorter than most people. People told him that he looked like his mother. He lived in Los Angeles with his mother. His dad lived somewhere in the northern part of New York State. Bobby hadn't seen him in about 8 years, but gifts would always show up on his birthday and at Christmas. Last year for his birthday, he got a top-of-the-line mountain bike. Bobby kept the cards, even though his mom told him that his father's assistant wrote them. It looks like he was a very busy person. Now his mom was working as a bookkeeper at a cosmetics factory in Nowhereville. He took one last look around at his friends waving from the sidewalk and at the house where he had grown up. Everything was just trying to get away. In a few days, he would be living in a new house hundreds of miles away from everyone and everything he knew. He climbed into the wagon. It was the first week of summer break. His mom had told him that it would be easier to get used to his new home before the new school year started. Before he went to his new school, he might be able to make some new friends. As soon as their station wagon drove past the sign for the town, he knew it was going to be a drag. "Welcome to Choate Springs, where there are 170 people." It was tiny and not very clear. A billboard was right next to it. It was much bigger and much brighter. "Cosmetics for summer. Keep America looking good," Bobby muttered. The town was high up in the mountains and was surrounded by Indian pine. It took more than an hour to get here from the highway exit. On the way, they had gone through India Flats, which was a much bigger town. "This is where your new school will be." He heard it from his mom. They went to Choate by car. It used to be a logging town, but now there are only a few dusty shops and a diner that looks like it hasn't changed since the 1950s. When the logging company shut down, a dam was built, and most of the valley is now covered by a lake. Even a McDonald's wasn't there. Bobby thought it looked like something from an old slasher movie. The truck came and left. Bobby and his mom moved only the things they needed into the house right away. They put the rest of their things in the garage to be sorted through later. On the third day, Bobby's mom had to go up to work, so after moving some more of his things into the house, he decided to get out his bike and ride around the town just to check it out. The only people around seemed to be the store owners and an occasional truck driver. He hadn't met anyone younger than 35. He was riding his bike around the town for the 4th time when he saw a girl about his age. She was riding a mountain bike that was purple. He rode up slowly behind her. She was wearing a red shirt tied at the waist and tight cut-off jeans. Her long black hair was loose from a loose ponytail. He pedaled faster than before and passed her. He was surprised when she caught up to him a few seconds later. Well, he thought, if she wants to race, he'll have to pedal harder. They were tied when the light in front of them changed to a stop sign. He said that was some good riding. She replied, "Thanks. Not too bad yourself, but I could really use a Coke right about now." She pointed across the street to a store with an old-fashioned soda cooler on the porch. "Yes, Bobby, I agree." After paying the clerk, they stood in the shade and said, "Welcome to town." She spoke. "My mom is renting a house on Green Spring Drive, and we just moved in. My name is Robert Walker, but everyone calls me Bobby." "Hey, Bobby, I'm River. Summers River." She made a face and said, "Yeah, I know, it's all very 1980s. My mom is the boss at the factory where she works. I bet your mom just started working there." Bobby said, "Yes. We used to live in Los Angeles, but I have to stay here now." He took a look. "This place really stinks." "Hey," River said, "it's not that bad. Why don't you come to my pool party tomorrow? My mom is going to work." She said this with a grin. The doorbell rang when Bobby woke up. He looked at the clock next to his bed, which was propped up on a stack of boxes. It was 11:30. He fell down the stairs wearing old sweatpants and a t-shirt. His mother must have gone to work a long time ago. River was standing right in front of the front door. Well, Mr. Sleepyhead, she told me. So, are you going swimming or doing something weird like hibernating? River sat in the kitchen surrounded by boxes while Bobby looked for his jeans upstairs and couldn't find them. Still putting things away? She called his name. The Guns N' Roses t-shirt on his head made it hard to hear what she said. Yeah, it's like the whole world just blew up or something. Bobby opened the door to the garage. Most of their things were still in boxes on the concrete floor. My mom is at work and I don't know where my outfit is. They looked at the huge pile of boxes. No worries, River said. You can probably borrow something from home. As they biked across town, the sun was very hot. River's house turned out to be a big stone and wood villa just outside. You could almost see the lake through the trees from the road. When they got there was already a stack of bikes in the front yard. It turned out that 10 of the cutest girls Bobby had ever seen owned the bikes. He thought that maybe things would get better, but they didn't. River told her friends about him. Cindy thought she was the best thing since sliced bread, which was clear. Amber and Jade were next. Amber had short red hair and was probably the quietest of the group. Bobby thought they were twins because they were both blonde and had blue eyes. Amber told him that she was a year older than Jade. Sue had a mom who ran the local diner. Next came Marjorie, who everyone called Maz. Then came Julia, Allie, Shelley, and Mary. They were all pretty, but none of them could compare to River. Sure, Bobby, River said. Sit down and I'll go find you something to wear. He saw the girls go into the pool house and come back out in all kinds of swimwear. He was so into what he was doing that he didn't notice that River had come back. Someone put an outfit on his lap. Bobby, here you go. Come on, change, and then we can all go to the pool. He held up a twist of shiny black fabric that was wrapped in a green beach towel. It was made of lycra and had only one piece. He spat. I can't wear this. It's a swimsuit for girls. He sat down. I'm sorry, I guess, River replied. I thought there was an old one of my cousins here, but I guess my mom threw it away. We can swap, of course, if you like this one better. She moved around like an Eastern dancer, making the pink bikini she was wearing move. The other girls laughed at how embarrassed Bobby looked. He turned a deep shade of pink. Don't worry, Bobby. It won't matter to anyone. It looks just like the suits that Olympic swimmers wear. He thought about it for a while and realized that she was right. It was just a swimsuit, not like he was being asked to wear a dress or something. He smiled, knowing that when he was home alone in Los Angeles, he had tried on some of his mother's clothes. 3 of the girls were already in the pool, and one of them made a face at him and splashed water at him. Hey, stop it! He said it and half turned away. He found himself looking right into River's big, dark eyes. So, are you going to swim or not? River inquired. Bobby looked around. If he didn't do this, he would have to ride his bike alone and play video games by himself for the rest of the summer. Anyway, he would have his own outfit the next time. All he had to do was find it in the stack of boxes in the garage. Okay, but you must promise not to laugh. He had trouble putting on the strange swimsuit. At first, he put it on backwards, but he quickly turned it around. It had a lot of give and fit, like a second skin. The back wall of the pool house was a big mirror. As he bent down to take off his sweat socks, he saw himself in the mirror. The suit covered him from the chest to the knee, and the way it was cut made his torso look like it ended in a point. Before he figured out that the 2 straps should be tied at the back of his neck, he had a little trouble with them. No one would ever think it was anything else but a swimsuit for a girl. He made a funny face at himself in the mirror and then slowly walked out to the pool. Wet footprints were already drying in the sun as the girls poured themselves sodas. When he got close, they looked away. River dove into the water. The last one in is a rotten egg. Everyone ran to the pool and jumped right in. Bobby got there 4th. Soon, he forgot that he wasn't wearing his own outfit and joined the others in splashing and swimming. From far away, it looked like a dozen girls were having a great time in and around the pool on a beautiful sunny afternoon. By 2 o'clock, Bobby had stopped being afraid. He didn't have to worry about being the punchline of a joke. When they stopped for soda and ice cream, it was kind of like a recap. What was his favorite music? Favorite shows on TV? Did he go out with a girl back in LA? All the typical questions teens ask. The way he was dressed didn't seem to bother any of the girls at all. There had been a lot of questions. Now they were all lying down by the pool on loungers or towels. He thought, they're fine for a group of girls. Maybe it won't be so bad here after all. They told him everything he needed to know about life in Choate. From what I've heard, India Flats High was a good school. During the school year, kids from miles away came to school by bus. They even had a football team that won a lot of games. Bobby didn't have the heart to tell them that he hated sports and only did them to make his mom happy. All of the girls' mothers except Sue's worked at the same place as his. No one's father seemed to live with them for one reason or another. It's like the place where all single parents live, he heard from Shelley. Most of the people in town are connected to the factory in some way. It's the only thing that keeps this town going, and almost no men work there. You are the only boy in town who is our age. Bobby gave a grin. He thought, cool. Julia said it. Someone take a photo. Shelley got a camera out of her bag. Okay, folks, grin for the picture. Bobby didn't want to pose in a swimsuit for girls. River pulled him up, though. She took his hand and struck a pose as she led him to the pool. Oh, no, he spoke. Come on, Bobby, it's just for fun. Bobby smiled nervously and decided to make the best of it, so he moved closer to her. Just click, beautiful girlies, Shelley laughed. Soon, everyone had their picture taken, either posing like fashion models by the pool or just messing around. Bobby was in at least 5 of Shelley's shots before she ran out of film. He never would have thought he could have so much fun with just a bunch of girls, and he hadn't even tried to hit on any of them. It was almost 5 o'clock, and people were starting to leave for home. Bobby put on his everyday clothes again. When he came back, the girl's attitude had changed in a strange way. She was still friendly, but not the same. Good grief. Almost made me forget that you were a boy, what Beth said. It's too bad you're not really a girl, because then you could come to our sleepovers and all. While they were swimming, he was like one of the girls, like one of the group. Now he was back to being a boy. Only River treated him the same, and after everyone else left, they rode together back across town. Don't worry about anything. You can always borrow my swimsuit. Next time I might as well just wear a skirt. He spoke. Then they laughed at the idea. My mother would go crazy. River only smiled. Hey, I think you'd make a cute girl. Bobby made a noise like Minnie Mouse. Oh, you are so mean. On the way home, they laughed and made fun of each other. The next day was Sunday. River and Shelley came over, and his mom was busy making everyone an early lunch. She thought it was wonderful that he was meeting new people. They helped him clean up his room, and he even found his swimsuit in one of the boxes. When Bobby's mom came in with cookies and soda, they were laughing about it. So, what's all the fuss about? The whole story came out all at once. Shelley had even told her that Bobby had been very cute. He turned very red. Even though his mom laughed, he thought he saw a strange look on her face. Hey, Shelley said, I have the pictures in my bag. She ran down the stairs. Bobby's mother looked at the photos and asked about the other girls. He kept a close eye on her as she walked toward him. It looks like you all had a good time, she finally said. Bobby, what did Mrs. Summers say about you wearing River's outfit? She was, at work. He made a noise. Anyhow, I have mine now. He shook his arms. The cookies were all eaten. Why don't you all go outside? I need to check something. They all left while Bobby's mother looked at the pictures. She had a great plan for him. Thanks for watching. Check out Patreon if you want to have early access to the other parts. If not, it will be online in a couple of days.